From the research bench to the patient's bedside, this is Bench to Bedside with your host, Vice Chancellor and Director of the University of Kansas Cancer Center, Dr. Roy Jensen.
Okay. Okay, do you want me just to tell her you called? Oh. Okay. Hold on. Okay, sounds great. Glad you're doing well. I'll let her know you called. All right, bye-bye. Well, you're going to be at the podium, right?
Yeah.
You can put it up on the desk because you'll be behind you.
Oh, no one will see it.
Okay,
Yeah, got it. So don't worry about that.
For Laurie Hartman Martin, her tendency to look on the bright side helped soften the blow after receiving the news in the fall of 2019 she will never forget.
Did not see it coming. I have always been very vigilant in doing my annual well woman exams and mammograms.
It was during one of those routine mammograms when doctors noticed something wasn't right. A sonogram and a biopsy later revealed Laurie had breast cancer.
For me, my personal experience was shock to begin with, which I'm sure is what most people have. And then after a couple of hours, it's like the words kind of resonated with me. And so at that point, I just kind of became calm with, okay, what do I need to do?
The 57-year-old mother and grandmother knew right then she was on a mission to get better. Over the next year, she underwent surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation treatments, and found support in places she never imagined.
I learned about Missys Boutique in March of this year.
Missys Boutique, located at the University of Kansas Cancer Center, offers tools and resources for cancer patients and survivors. Laurie was able to get everything from a new bra in the retail space to a spot in an online class focused on renewing the body and spirit.
Not only did I meet some fantastic people, but I really learned quite a bit, some things that I didn't even know or that I didn't experience, but it also gave me a sense of normalcy on some things I did experience.
Laurie is thankful for Missy's and that she was able to get through most of her treatments before the height of the pandemic. Her goal now is to support others facing the same diagnosis. Her journey has changed her both physically and emotionally, but she's choosing to stay positive today and into the future.
It does afford you a little bit different outlook, not one that I would wish on anybody to learn it that way, but it is what it is, and we all just do our best every day and do the best with what we know at the time and keep moving forward.
According to Laurie, she's now cancer-free. She has also become a strong advocate for women to get regular mammograms, especially 3D mammograms, which she said without which doctors may not have detected her cancer as early as they did.
So all these structures, this is the normal fibroglandular tissue in your breast.
Okay.
So these are just normal kind of, that means, you're just, if you, average risk breast tissue. So
Subscribe to our Bench to Bedside podcast, now everywhere podcasts are available.
From the research bench to the patient's bedside, this is Bench to Bedside with your host, Vice Chancellor and Director of the University of Kansas Cancer Center, Dr. Roy Jensen.
Well, I see my first participant has arrived for class. It looks like there's 12 more that are going to log on. That's going to make a very interesting these patients. It's very important to make sure we and Missy's understand our patients' needs and what they are university health systems, but we also do patients all around the city for other hospitals, other doctors, and they don't always know what's available. So
quiet, and I could think, and I could contact a lot of people. And then eventually, you know, I got moved out because internal medicine took that spot. So.
Learn something new every day.
Right. And I originally was owner of the salon. And I used to do, I don't know if you remember Dr. Clausen.
Oh, yeah.
And Dr. Hartman. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Dr. Hartman?
Yeah, yeah.
I go way back. And so I've had ties here for, oh God,
Wow.
what, 40 years maybe.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Interesting place. It was great to see the transition from state-owned, you know, to when, you know, everything changed. That was a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
From the research bench to the patient's bedside, this is Bench to Bedside with your host, Vice Chancellor and Director of the University of Kansas Cancer Center, Dr. Roy Jensen.
When cancer patients walk into Missys Boutique at the University of Kansas Cancer Center, they may feel discouraged, disfigured, and overwhelmed. More often than not, they've gone through multiple invasive surgeries, intensive chemotherapy, and many rounds of radiation. They may be experiencing hair loss and no longer recognize their reflection in the mirror. Luckily for them, a transformation awaits at Missy's, an accredited cancer appearance center that helps women overcome physical and emotional challenges to recovery. In addition, for qualified patients in need, Missy's also provides some appearance center-related products and services at no cost. Hi, I'm Dr. Roy Jensen, Vice Chancellor and Director of the University of Kansas Cancer Center. With us today to talk about Missys Boutique is Judy Newell, manager of Missy's and mother-in-law of one of the boutique's namesakes. But before we talk with Judy, I'd like to introduce you to Laurie Hartman, a breast cancer survivor who knows exactly how important the services and products at Missys Boutique are for patients undergoing cancer treatment. Here is her story.
For Laurie Hartman Martin, her tendency to look on the bright side helped soften the blow after receiving the news in the fall of 2019 she will never forget.
Did not see it coming. I have always been very vigilant in doing my annual Well Woman exams and mammograms.
It was during one of those routine mammograms when doctors noticed something wasn't right. A sonogram and a biopsy later revealed Laurie had breast cancer.
For me, my personal experience was shock to begin with, which I'm sure is what most people have. And then after a couple of hours, it's like the words kind of resonated with me. And so at that point, I just kind of became calm with, okay, what do I need to do?
The 57-year-old mother and grandmother knew right then she was on a mission to get better. Over the next year, she underwent surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation treatments, and found support in places she never imagined.
I learned about Missys Boutique in March of this year.
Missys Boutique, located at the University of Kansas Cancer Center, offers tools and resources for cancer patients and survivors. Laurie was able to get everything from a new bra in the retail space to a spot in an online class focused on renewing the body and spirit.
Not only did I meet some fantastic people, but I really learned quite a bit, some things that I didn't even know or that I didn't experience, but it also gave me a sense of normalcy on some things I did experience.
Laurie is thankful for Missy's and that she was able to get through most of her treatments before the height of the pandemic. Her goal now is to support others facing the same diagnosis. Her journey has changed her both physically and emotionally, but she's choosing to stay positive today and into the future.
It does afford you a little bit different outlook, not one that I would wish on anybody to learn it that way, but it is what it is, and we all just do our best every day and do the best with what we know at the time and keep moving forward.
According to Laurie, she's now cancer-free. She has also become a strong advocate for women to get regular mammograms, especially 3D mammograms, which she said without which doctors may not have detected her cancer as early as they did.
For being with us this morning. Could you tell us the Missy's story and how the boutique came to be?
Well, I'm always happy to talk about Missys Boutique and our story. This started many years ago, but it came to light about 12 years ago when the families came together with the Cancer Center and gave them the idea of a one-stop shopping facility. Because of the journey that we had been on with my daughter-in-law and myself, I'm a cancer survivor also, we kind of knew what was needed in a place like Missy's. And so we are so proud that because we have a legacy for our to Missy's. Also, for all the patients that enter, we can offer one-stop shopping for all those patients.
So, Judy, what types of services and products does Missy offer our patients?
Well, when you first walk into Missy's, you will see we're divided into 3 areas. One is our retail, which is our warm and fuzzy place for our patients to come, or patient visitors. It makes them feel normal like everybody else, and it's a happy place. We go to our wig room first, and then we will go to our fitting room second. But what we carry is anything that that patient needs and the doctor requests for the chest wall. So for examples, I mentioned we have wigs, all colors, all types. Then when we get into the fitting room for breast forms, we have the prostheses, the pocketed bras, post-surgical camisoles, we have enhancers, we have anything that that patient needs.
So, Judy, I know that Missy's primary focus is on our cancer patients. Can anyone shop at the boutique?
Absolutely. We welcome everyone in Missys Boutique. In fact, not only patients, we're getting a lot of people in the neighborhood shopping and also people that come with the patients. But first and foremost, we are there for our cancer patients. And we are a licensed facility, and so I want everybody to know they will get the best when they enter the doors of Missys Boutique.
So I think, one of the things that, I would like to emphasize is the staff at Missy's, who are really specially trained volunteers and licensed prosthetic fitters. What are the benefits for patients working with a licensed fitter and for wigs, breast prostheses, compression garments, and other post-surgical garments?
That's a really good question, Dr. Jensen, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'd love to tell you about the staff in Missy's. We have 5 fitters, including myself. We have 2 wig fitters. We have 1 fitter there. Her name is Sarah. We call her the Queen. And the reason why we call Sarah the Queen is because she can do everything. She works both rooms. She will run out the hall and grab a patient and bring him in. She will do whatever it takes for that patient. She stays late. She comes in early. So she is definitely the queen. But all of the staff in there are accredited. And by that, a lot of people don't know about the accreditation process. We're held to a higher standard than a lot of fitters are. We are drilled every 3 years by a surveyor that comes in, and they will watch us fit. They will ask questions. They go over our files. There's no rock they don't unturn. And so, but at the end of the day, we are so proud to have that label on our door, accredited.
So that was Sarah on the video there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Sarah. Yeah. Yes.
So if you're just joining us, we're here with Missy's boutique manager, Judy Newell, to talk about how Missy's products, services, and compassionate volunteer staff serve our patients. Also, Alexis Del Cid, who's joining us in the studio, can take your questions. If you have anything you'd want to hear about Missy's, please post them in the comments below. Also, excellent. Remember to share this link with people who may benefit from our discussion. Use the hashtag #BenchToBedside. So, Judy, you mentioned that you're also a breast cancer survivor. How does that experience really, impact what you bring to Missy's Boutique every day as the manager?
Well, it's not a sisterhood that any of us want to be in, but since I am there, what it has done for Missy's Boutique and myself is when that patient enters in, I absolutely immediately relate to that patient. I was diagnosed with breast cancer 6 months before we lost our daughter-in-law, Missy. So I've been able to walk the walk, and so I understand what a patient feels, what they're thinking. I understand the highs and the lows, and we all, absolutely all of us and Missy's, are breast cancer survivors except for one. And so we relate to the patient.
Alexis, it sounds like we have some questions. Why don't you go ahead and take it away?
We're getting some very good questions. Alice, who's just joining us, wants to know the hours and the address of Missy's so that she can come shop.
Good question. Because a lot of patients mistake and think that we're in the main hospital, but we're not. We're in the Cancer Center at 2650 Shawnee Mission Parkway. We're right off of Belinder. And so when you see rainy day books, just look across the street and there we are. You can come in the main door, take the elevator to 2. If you're on the elevator, when the door is open, you will see us.
And just to reiterate, Rita wanted to ask, and you've addressed this, do you need to be a patient at the University of Kansas Health System to be a customer at Missy's?
No, not at all. We welcome all people. And as I have said before, there is no boundaries in our community on who we help. So we welcome anyone to come. And also patients that are in need, that are underinsured or uninsured. We have a patient in need fund that we can help you with. Nobody leaves Missy's without what they need. And the greatest thing of all is nothing is used. Someone else has not had the product. This is your very own.
Megan has a question. She would like to know, does Missy's carry items for patients who have different types of cancers, or is it strictly for patients who have or have had breast cancer?
Well, when we're talking about garments to wear, it is breast cancer because we are a breast cancer facility. However, we do have sleeves for lymphedema. And then if you're wanting to buy a product like a token or something, we have different cancers these tokens relate to.
Gretchen would like to know if you offer prosthetics for patients who did not do reconstructive surgery, which we know you do, and what's the process of getting fitted for a prosthetic?
Yes, all you have to do is call, make an appointment, and then bring in a script from the doctor, or if you're a patient here at KU, the script is dropped into your MyChart and we can pull that out. But it's very important to have an appointment and a script. Now, we have had patients that walk in that doesn't know the procedure, and that's okay. Sometimes it throws us a curveball, but we're glad to help you. Just have to be patient, and we will always try to work you in the best we can.
You read Dawn Mason Blackman's mind because she just now asked that on our Facebook feed if you need an appointment, and again she wanted to know if you didn't get treatment through the University of Kansas Health System, can you? But this is such a popular question because so many people love Missy's, so they want to go and they need help or they want to help someone. So this is really wonderful.
Do they have the number to call for an appointment? I can give that to you guys.
Sure, let's hear it. Yeah.
913-588-0130. You can schedule an appointment through Sally. She works directly with Missy's and she can answer a lot of your questions for you.
Say that number one more time because I know that our viewers were probably busy grabbing their pencils and pens to write this down.
Okay, 913-588-0130.
That's great. It's really great. Well, I am just, the questions are rolling in, Dr. Jensen, so feel free if you want to jump in here. I'm not going to run out of questions today. Okay. I can tell this is a hot topic.
All right, so Judy, in addition to all the products that you've talked about in the services we've discussed, Missy's also offers patient education, and I think that's an important aspect that we need to really highlight, and this, as everything these days, occurs over Zoom. Could you tell us about how that came about and why it's important to provide this service to our patients?
Sure. Well, we've been trying to introduce Zoom classes to the community for a long time. But then here came COVID. COVID, even though it's not a good thing, it really helped us get established with our Zoom classes in the community. And so we have our classes. They will educate you some on your chest wall and on products that meet your needs. I demo products so you can see them. A lot of patients just do not know what there is out there, and that's what really brought the class about. Was I had so many patients coming in that maybe they had stuffed their bras with dish rags or all different kinds of things. And I thought, this, at this day and age, this is ridiculous. We have got to help women know what is out there for them. And so that's what has caused this Zoom class to come about, and we're very happy that it has. And the patients we're getting great reception on the classes.
So, Alexis, it sounds like we have another question.
I do. This one's from a man. It's from Jerry. Jerry writes, I know a man with breast cancer. Does Missy's have stuff for men too? Do you serve male cancer patients at Missy's? What kinds of services and products do you offer if you do?
Yes, well, we service everyone, but I have to just be honest with you. We have had one male patient in 12 years, and that patient was in need of his head being shaved and a wig. And so he was very happy when he left. So we was able to provide that. But my staff has been trained in everything. I've had patients come in and they're embarrassed. They don't want us to see their chest wall. Because, they're very uncomfortable about that. But after we get to talking with them, they get relaxed and there's no more barrier there. And so I feel the same would be with a man that came in and needed our service.
So, Judy, just as kind of a follow-up to that and to wrap up a number of things that we've discussed, who all is eligible to receive Missy's services and products? And again, what are the various ways that patients can access these services if they're interested?
Well, first of all, we welcome all of you to come. Everybody is welcome. We will take your insurance and file it for you. Most insurances are covered. Medicare is phenomenal for you Medicare patients. They will cover 3 bras every quarter, that's 12 a year, and prosthetics every 2 years. And most of the insurances follow Medicare rules. But I suggest before you come in, you call your insurance company and discuss with them what is available.
So you mentioned the I word, and let's follow up with that. So if patients are on an insurance plan that does not cover these services, or in the event that the patients are not insured, how are we able to help these folks in those situations?
Well, we have a process. We have a patient in need application. We will have them fill that out because nobody's turned away. Just because you don't have insurance or you're underinsured, that won't be a problem. But after you fill out the application, it may take 24 hours to get approval. Once it's approved, we will have you come in and we will provide you with the services that are needed. Sometimes I can push the application through that day if you walk in and you're out of town and you've come from a long ways. We take all that into consideration.
So, Alexis, sounds like we have another question.
Well, you just read Christine's mind. Christine asked the very question that you just asked Judy. You're a psychic as well today, in addition to being a life-saving doctor. But I do have a question from Elaine who would like to know, how does it work when you come to Missy's for wig fittings? Is there privacy?
Yes, absolutely. We have 2 rooms, okay? The first room is our wig room. It is very small, but lots of good things happen in there. You're allowed to bring 1 visitor with you because a lot of patients want their husband or their hairdresser or a family member to come and help them pick out. But like I said before, the queen, Sarah, is in that room most of the time. And because of her background, she has a phenomenal eye for color and style. So trust me, you are in the best hands you can possibly be with Sarah.
So you're allowed to bring one visitor with you. That was Rosalie's question, is how many people can I bring with me? Are there COVID restrictions? But you say one visitor, Judy?
Yes, one visitor, and we definitely follow all of the guidelines that we've been educated on for COVID.
Any additional questions?
Oh, I've got plenty. How much time do we have? Jim would like to, has a comment. He says, I was so happy to find jewelry at Missy's for my wife. Do you still sell jewelry and other gift items that don't have anything specific to do with cancer?
We have everything in
I know you
Missy's.
do.
Yes, we have items that are related, jewelry that's related to cancer. We have jewelry that's not related to cancer. And so to answer your questions, yes, come in and shop. You will find something that you like.
You do have an amazing selection of gifts. I know from doing a news story there. There's
Yeah.
such good jewelry and purses and different kinds of trinkets. It's great for holiday gift shopping as well.
Yes, and we also have, usually before COVID, we had a big vendor fair, and it was called our Holiday Open House. Well, last year and this year, that will be condensed to be very small, but we still are able, thank goodness, to get the products that we like to sell for Christmas. And so there will be some Christmas shopping done in Missy's. So please check that out. You can call us and we can answer any of those questions.
Missy's is a well-kept secret among
Not
the medical
anymore.
staff for last-minute
Are we ruining
shopping.
it?
Yes.
They have a great
Yes.
selection. I was blown away by all the different gifts and jewelry. Mary and Christy would both like to know, do you accept donations and how do we donate?
Yes, well, absolutely. Donations are always accepted. Those are what keeps our door open. We have lots of different donors, and I just have to say, some of the employees here at the hospital and the cancer center donate so much money in their paychecks to Missy's, which is very gratifying and gives us a warm, fuzzy feeling. But yes, our fund development department will accept any donations. If you need that information, just call us at 913-588-4500.
Got another question from Anne. Anne would like to know, this is what Anne has written, getting oral treatment for active leukemia, hair starting to thin and come out. Can I get help from you? I am a cancer center patient.
Well, we have, Anne, is that her?
Anne.
Yes, hey Anne. We do have a flyer that you might be interested in. It was put together by all of us that deal with hair loss. And it's very informative, what to expect, what products to use on your hair. And I have to tell you, once you lose your hair, it comes back from if it's chemo, it comes back a ½ inch a month. So one thing you could discuss with your own hairdresser, if you have one, she should be pretty educated on products that you should use. But we can go into that further if you'd like to give us a call.
You want to give that number again, Judy?
That's 945. I'm sorry, I gave it wrong. It's 945-5800.
945-5800.
Yes.
I have a question that has been asked a few different times in a few different ways. People would like to know how you're handling the COVID-19 vaccination policy with anyone who enters Missy's.
Well, 98% of the people that come in Missy's have gone to registration, okay, and they have been asked the COVID questions. So when they come through our doors, we know that they have been vaccinated. Now, the patients that come directly in that don't have to go to registration, we always make sure, well, everybody has to wear a mask, social distance, hand sanitation, or hand sanitizing. So we take care of everyone. We've been educated on what to do.
You're top notch. It's top notch.
There you
Missys
go.
Boutique. Absolutely.
All right, Judy, it's been a real pleasure having you on today. Are there any key takeaways that you would like our viewers to remember from our discussion?
Yes, I would like for everyone to remember that Missys Boutique and their staff is there for you from the time of your diagnosis to long after your treatment. We will walk along beside you. We will make sure that you have the products that you need on your journey. And insurance companies, there's no limit once you've been diagnosed, and the products that you do need, there's no limit on when that is cut off. So we will provide for you.
Alexis, do we have any other questions?
We do have some questions from people who would like to know more about the inspiration for Missys Boutique. You know, Dr. Jensen and I and everyone here at the University of Kansas Health System knows the story, but Nancy would like to know, and Bonnie have both asked, the inspiration for the shop and your personal connection. You have some beautiful portraits when you enter Missy's.
Yes, both of those girls were amazing, well-loved women in the community and in their homes. They both passed away too young. Missy Newell was 32. Missy Wilcox was 36. They left behind small children, loving husbands, but they were so vibrant that those pictures that hang on that wall in Missy's, I truly feel that they are supposed to be there, and so are we. I feel that this has been a hand of God to put us where we're supposed to be, and that's why we can come from a point of love and passion, and we all in there want to help.
Well, thank you, Judy. I can't think of a better way to end today's show. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. To learn more about today's discussion, visit kucancercenter.org/Missys. Join us next week at 10 a.m. for Bench to Bedside. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our Bench to Bedside podcast, now everywhere podcasts are available.